Hey, what's up, guys? So, in the news today, right? China's back in the news today, May 19th. The story got published yesterday, May 18th. So, basically, they're saying they got a mysterious new strain in China, and 108 million are back in lockdown. So, let's go through this, right? Real quick. So, the headline that they use 322, like skull and bones, 322, right? New coronavirus outbreak 101, which is the 26th prime. I'm seeing the story today, but it was published yesterday, the 18th. But, today, look, 19, you know, 304, right? Yesterday, when it got published, was, 34 date numerology. 304 looks like 34. I found the wording kind of interesting, too, like mysterious, 47. 61 is the 18th prime number, right? So 16 is the 18th prime number on an 18 date numerology. Also, when you add 18 plus 19, you get 37. So that's why I highlighted these two things right here. And to make a few points, But 18, 19, you add them together, you get 37 like virus. 26, virus is 26. Virus is 26. And then this whole thing with 89, I found it interesting because it's the 24th prime number and the 11th Fibonacci number. So when you add those two numbers together, you get 35. But let's tackle the 24. So I seen the story today, 5 plus 19 is 24. And then the 35. 11 plus 24 is 35. I just find it interesting. There's another 89 for you. Mysterious new strain. This is interesting. Mysterious new strain is 226. I'm seeing the news today. The 19th. Days left in the year. 226. All right. Again, unknown new strain. I picked some of this wording, so I don't want people to get confused. This isn't like the wording they use in the article. But I mean, it's kind of similar, mysterious, unknown, So there's that part. There's the 89, right? And you know what else is interesting? 197 is the 45th prime number, and this whole thing is happening under Donald Trump. He's the 45th president, So that's kind of interesting. 193 is the 44th prime. Unknown strain, when you take away new, you get 193, which is the 44th prime. And look, I'm seeing the news today. May 19th, 44 date numerology. Never fails. So measuring from, now I'm going to switch gears a little. Measuring from when the World Health Organization declared the pandemic on March 11th, measuring from March 11th to when I'm seeing the story is 2 months, 8 days. Now, I didn't include the end date over here, but if you include the end date, so like when the story came out, May 18th, if you measure from March 11th to May 18th and you click include end date, you still get 2 months, 8 days. I didn't do it here, but 2 months, 8 days, huh? Plague 28, 26, 100 is interesting because China equals 100. We're gonna get to that though. But measuring from March 11th, when it was declared a pandemic, to May 19th, or you could say May 18th, if you include the end date, it would still be 70 days, and that's important because coronavirus is 70. I found this also interesting too. So, measuring from the March 11th, the pandemic, when it was officially declared, to today is 2 months, 1 week, 1 day, 211, which is the 47th prime number. 211. China equals 100. We've seen the 100, the 26, the 28, the 35. And they're all significant numbers to this whole thing. Now, what's also interesting is measuring from March 11th to today, when you actually include the end date, you get 10 weeks, 0 days. And, I just find it interesting that China's 100. It kind of looks like 10 weeks, 0 days, right? Interesting, man. Interesting. And, the article says, 108 million now back into lockdown. 317 is the 66th prime. Corona equals 66. But also look at this. You know, 403 looks like 43. You know, yesterday, May 18th, 43. And then you got the 151, which is the 36th prime, and square root of 36 is 6. That's where you get your 6 feet social distancing from, in my opinion. Corona is 66, so that's where I was making that connection with the 317 being the 66 prime number. Sorry for bouncing around a little, but there's so much to like look at. And May 17th had a 33 date numerology, so that's kind of interesting too. The 33 date numerology. So I think they're writing these stories a day in advance. But there's your 36. You know, pandemic equals 38. I didn't put it in this slide. But there you go. 6 feet. When you go into the options bar over here, you know, I was informed that calculating the number isn't really true gematria, but I can't confirm or deny it. You know, I mean, to me it makes sense, but also it's like, well, you know, it's numbers and letters, so, you know, but that's you know, I'm not going to debate it with people. Anyways, when you take off the number calculation, you just calculate feet. So it's still 6 feet, but it just doesn't calculate the number. You get 36 and 18. Well, yesterday was the 18th of May, you know, so 18th of May, lockdown, 97, the 25th prime, 38 again. You got 38 again. But you see, 25th prime, 97 is the 25th prime, lockdown, 25 date numerology, and measuring from March 11th, which was basically the same thing. When the pandemic started, it was 25 date numerology. And this is also interesting too. So because it's a leap year, you have March 11th as the 71st day of the year, but typically it's the 70th day of the year. So again, that's why, you know, it's important, coronavirus 70. So 70 days later, technically 71, but it's wild. And if they're writing these stories the day before, you know, May 17th has the 42, 108 million. You know, when you don't calculate the numbers, 42. So there's a lot going on here with this. They say it comes out of Jillin, 54, 27, 81, 36, all familiar numbers. 54, date numerology. You know, March 11th, 54 date numerology. 27, when the story was published, the 27 date numerology. 81 has a square root of 9. When the pandemic was declared, March 11th, 9, and 36, like COVID, 19. So that's the presentation I got for you guys as far as this story goes. I have to do some painting, and I'll be back to cover a few other things. There's a celebrity death in the news. You know, Starling Marty, I guess his wife died of a heart attack, and there's another story to do with the Arbery case where he's about to get tased or something. So I'm probably going to come back and do those. But I'll see you guys in a little bit.